Battery, it's very hard. Like I said, it's very hard to catch fire from nowhere. Must be something. Bad quality cells, bad build.
Right.
Or customer user error. Yeah. You buy battery for $400, then you come to me and you expecting me to make miracle on that battery, and I can't.
Right.
You cannot make pie from shit. Do some research. Don't just follow blindly someone on social media. Get yourself this.
P42. No. P50B. There you go. That's it. Yeah.
At this moment, in the United States, you cannot buy 50Bs. P50B cells at this moment is like 3 to 4 times more expensive than P42As or P42Bs.
What is the advantage to getting a P50B cell? How much better is it in performance?
It's a lot better. It's a lot better. First thing, you're getting better.
So what is up, guys and girls? I am Mystery from NYC, and if you are new to the channel, I want to welcome you. On today's video, I want to talk about cells. I am just coming off of a group ride over in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and one of the questions that I received was on the topic of battery cells. What cell should I choose? Apparently, there's a few different models on the market. The most popular that I know about right now, the P42As. So where am I off to? I'm off to visit the boys over at Powerful Lithium, because when I've got questions, they've got answers. So without any further ado, let's get into this one. So I am here visiting the boys over at Powerful Lithium. I got a small problem. I got a little wobble. And my boy Arvin says that he could take care of my wobble. So apparently the tire is not seated properly.
Seated now? No.
And they are using some tire mounting paste.
You know what we need to do?
Deflating it and overinflating it to try and seat it correctly.
So I try to inflate to shoot air, and I feel like we're missing some air.
Right.
So actually compressor is off now. We turn it on and we'll try to blast air inside to pop up the bead.
And you said that your compressor has like a special setting on it?
Oh, we have setting like I can adjust how many PSI I want to shoot into the system.
Okay.
And we hold around 120, 130 PSI.
Right.
But I saw that I can't reach over 80 here. So that's why I checked, and then Ree says it's off, it didn't turn on. So now we're gonna try to shoot to beat this beat up. So tire been sitting for so long, not seated well. So now tire is used to be in that position, and it's a little bit hard to get. It will be very helpful, like if you can heat up a little bit tire, you know, to make it softer, and then, you know,
and then do
install.
What you're doing.
Yeah. I think we are on the lead now.
So this is
I see the line.
almost
Before the line was under the rim, right?
Yeah.
All right, talk about the royal treatment. I got the wheel adjusted a little bit, but I think the tire was mounted incorrectly. So we're gonna take that tire off and switch it around, but at a later date, because I gotta get ready to go to work. And then they're hooking me up with some
PSI.
type of
right PSI in your fork.
Okay.
That's like 95% of people, especially in Suron. Nobody gives a shit. How it works, how many pounds you have, that much pounds supposed to be, PSI has to be inside of the fork.
So you gotta match my weight?
Yes, approximately.
Oh,
20-30% less or up, depends how sturdy fork you're gonna have.
What's your
That's
weight?
the piece. I'm 100. I'm 195 pounds.
So do 180.
No fucking way. Oh, that's so cool. He took the cap off.
Yeah, I took cap off. That's something that you need to do on the fork, and then after that you're adjusting fork on top to see, to play with that how you want to have.
50 PSI.
How many?
50.
50.
So
Wow.
the fork doesn't do shit.
It's doing stuff, sir.
Again, those social media mechanics, and you know, and then you know they post, oh, one is all the way in and the other one is sticking. Oh, my fork is messed up.
Something's wrong.
It's not.
That's hilarious.
That's how it has to work. Now you need to adjust on top,
Rebounds and
rebounds.
And then I play with as I'm
When
riding.
you play that, yes.
Okay. That I know.
Before you play with nothing, you have
Yeah,
no air.
50
You have
pounds.
for kid.
That's awesome.
Here inside.
All right, good to know. I learned something. I hope you guys learned something too. Being that we're on the topic of Suron, do you want to talk about Suron batteries at all?
what you want,
All
what
right.
you need.
Forget about batteries. I'm more concerned with cells. All right, here's where I'm leading towards. I just came back from a group ride out in Asbury Park, and the number one question that I got was cells. What's the best cell? How come you're not selling this type of cell? I think, what was it, 250Bs, I think I heard people saying.
P42Bs.
P42Bs?
Yes.
P42, no, P50.
P50Bs.
There you go, that's it. Yeah.
At this moment in
Yes.
the United States, you cannot buy 50Bs.
You can't.
You can't
Okay.
at this moment.
Okay.
And last 2 weeks and next 6 weeks, nobody can buy 50Bs.
Okay.
There is no in local stock in US 50Bs at this moment.
Okay.
Maybe some company has 100 of them. 100 is nothing for us. That's
You need more than that for a battery,
more than
right?
joke for us.
Right.
Like, but also for one battery you need 200, 240.
Right.
Depends, even sometimes more.
Right.
So if you see someone has in stock a couple pieces,
Right.
that doesn't mean
Doesn't mean
anything.
anything.
At this moment, like you cannot pull like 3,000 of cells at this moment because people don't have that in stock.
Right.
You can get overseas, but with overseas we're not dealing with that. We never get any cells from overseas directly because overseas you can get scammed easy. So from those reasons we're not playing that game. We're playing on safe side because of customers first thing, and then after that because of us. We want to make sure that we get real cell, real brand, real capacity, real discharge rate. So when we put battery together, what we say, that's actually what cell manufacturers say, and then we convert that into our pack, and that's how we coming out with the numbers. And we want to have real numbers, not fake numbers. That's the thing.
Nice, good. I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah, and also on top of everything, P50B cells at this moment is like 3 to 4 times more expensive than P42As or P42Bs. So how much someone want to pay for the battery?
Exactly. They,
You know-
they cringe as it is with 2,000,
Yes,
$2,500.
even the 2,000 to 2,500 people going crazy, especially when they see overseas some company selling, doesn't matter, $1,200 battery, I don't know, 30 amp hours, let's say. Here we can't buy cells, BMS, no labor. We can't just buy cells for that amount of money, for those kind of pricing overseas, or like $400 for the battery, especially those. And people always ending buying real battery from local guys who manufacture. That doesn't mean that they need to buy from us. I'm just saying that is huge difference when you're purchasing battery overseas and when you're purchasing here.
All right. With what you know, what is the advantage to getting a P50B cell? How much better is it
P50B,
in performance?
it's a lot better. It's a lot better. First thing, you're getting better capacity. The second thing, you're getting better discharge rate. And third thing, which is best part of that, you can charge way faster that cells.
Ah.
So in every angle, that cell is good. It's better, but is it affordable?
Not at all.
That's the thing.
Right.
That's the thing.
Okay.
You know, like with overseas, something like this.
Wow, that looks like a really nice pack, V.
Looks nice. And this was promised that can give you like 250 discharge amps.
Damn!
First thing, this build doesn't support that. This build doesn't support that
I
part.
was gonna say that.
And look at this.
Thin nickel.
BMS 40 amps.
And look at the wire.
Exactly.
I
And
know
look at
your
BMS
wiring.
40 amps. And look at those discharge wires. And someone trusted this company.
MRENYC?
No, it's not.
It's just the
It's just the same connector. And someone trusted this, that 10 gauge can give you 250 amps discharge and this kind of pack with those kind of cells. In best case, with 18650, if you have moly cell, yes, you might be able. But this is something that we don't know which brand is.
This is like sipping through a straw.
This is, look, you can't see. There is numbers, but numbers doesn't say anything.
They're hiding it.
You can't see. This is not legit. Some of those better brands, it's not that, something like that.
72 volts?
I think it, hold on.
What are you counting? I see you counting, just so people know. You're looking for the P?
This is 22S.
22S?
22S.
So that's what, 88?
80 volt.
80 volts.
Yes, that was what those, some companies overseas. Look, sometimes, yeah, you can get something nice from overseas, but that need to be paid a little bit more. You can't.
Right.
You can't squeeze into cheap $300, $400, $500.
Right.
No.
Right.
If you want to have good battery, even from overseas, it can be. They have cost of the cells. If they're using real cells, they have cost. The BMS cost, the wire cost, and then labor cost. Labor is the cheapest part overseas.
Right.
But again, they need to make some money. How is possible that you locally, not me, you locally, if you want to purchase battery, cells, you cannot purchase cells for amount of cost of the battery that cost over there. Whole battery costs, let's say $1,000, and you cannot buy cells for that amount. Cells for that battery, you cannot pay. It must cost more.
Right.
So
you know you're not getting what
absolutely, absolutely.
Just to
I have contact also to make this clear, because you will have always some keyboard warrior over there. So I have contact there, like example, directly with moly cell. Moly cell I can buy directly from Taiwan from moly cell, but I need to buy, I don't know, like half container of the cells. That's a couple $1 million, which in this country it's rarely at this moment that someone can afford $10 million to invest into cells and to have them, like, you know. And still price is not much cheaper than locally here.
Right.
So if someone wanna have intentions like to say, oh yeah, but it's cheaper over there, they buying that directly. Yes, but it's not much cheaper still.
Right.
They're getting cheaper than us in US stock. They're getting like 30 cents. Still doesn't make sense that they can produce some decent battery for that kind of cheap, where we still cannot buy just cells for same pack.
Right.
Without BMS, without labor and everything else.
All right, let's say you did an 80 volt battery, this capacity at a higher discharge rate. What type of what gauge wiring would you use?
8 gauge.
Easy.
8
gauge.
No question.
Okay.
8 gauge and even 7 gauge. Okay. On some of our Suran batteries, we have 7 gauge. You know, 6 gauge, dual 7 gauge.
Dual, that was the
Dual.
next thing. So depending on the amperage output that you're doing, you
Yes.
do like a dual discharge.
You're absolutely all day long. All day long. It's always important. Again, when you mention dual gauge, or me, single gauge for 500 amps discharge, no bueno, doesn't work. You need to have dual. With dual, no, nothing. Even I've seen people, oh, just squeeze in QS10 or make it like this connector. Nothing gonna happen. Your wire cannot produce that.
Right.
That's it, easy. And also quality of wire need to have so many strings inside. As soon as I see that is stiff wire, that wire is not for the battery. You cannot use that. That's for household.
Yeah.
You cannot have for the battery. And all those people, you know, they're trying to do. That's why we kind of don't want to deal anymore like with repairs, especially from overseas. You buy battery for $400, then you come to me and you expecting me to make miracle on that battery, and I can't. You cannot make pie from shit. Simple. That's it. Also, there is some companies that they're sourcing their batteries overseas, manufacturing, and they're selling for high. That's also. So open eyes and check what you're buying. Do some research. Don't just follow blindly someone on social media. Get yourself this. No. We had already one guy told some other guys on social media, yo, get yourself for, I don't know, for Onyx, get yourself from China. And everyone, oh yeah, that's way cheaper. They got that. They have already problem with like 20 days of using.
And I'm sure the performance is not the same as a Powerful
They have
Lithium battery.
already problem with that battery. They have problem like that they can't use at all. I'm not talking about performance. I didn't go deep into that.
They just can't use it.
You can't use it because they're already unbalanced or having some issues. Why? So from that point, you want to save money on one bridge, you're gonna pay on another bridge. That's it.
Sometimes you get what you pay for.
Yes. So, you know, I always even if I'm not in this business, if I'm doing something else, if I want to buy, always looking to buy locally. Why? Because I can send email, I can call that company, I can come to that company to their door and ask people, I have problem. My thing doesn't work. If something happened. Where are you gonna knock on the door when you purchase overseas?
You can't. That's why they're bringing you the battery.
Exactly. So now go ahead and do repairs over there. Ask them to repair. We cutting that off definitely in like probably next 1 month. What we have on repair, we're gonna finish repairing,
And that's it.
and we're not gonna do repairs on the batteries anymore. Only our battery. If someone needs something connector or something on our battery, very welcome, because we don't have on our batteries repairs. Rarely. Only we had maybe in the last 2 years we had, I think, 4 or 5 times repair where we had situation that customer damaged physically battery.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Customer physically damaged battery, even it's dent on the cells or water damage. We had one customer twice water damage, and he had also another company battery, same thing, water damage. And I opened in front of him battery start leaking water like crazy, like a body.
Wow.
You know, and I always, you know, trying to tell every single customer or every single e-bike rider, take care of your battery. That's very important. If you take care of your battery, first thing, you invested a lot of money.
Exactly.
First thing.
Yes.
Then protect your investment.
Exactly.
Another thing, okay, you not care, you have money, you can throw away, who cares? You're not respecting money, fine, but respect your life. Respect your household life. Respect your family. So because when you have a right battery built with good cells, with good BMS, with everything, fire, you have 1% to happen. Fire. If fire happened, it's on you, definitely, because you didn't care about that. I see when I see someone after a couple months of using any battery, doesn't matter if it's us or if it's, let's say, Suron stock battery, doesn't matter, Super 73 stock battery, Onyx Super stock battery, I see how that person taking care on his bike, his battery. You can see that. If you see that it's full of scratches, you know, nobody cares, then you can expect that person is gonna have problem. And you know what? They don't see battery works good, right? And everything good, but they don't see if they damage battery. Nobody is inspecting their battery. So if battery catch fire, doesn't matter from China, doesn't matter who is the brand.
Right.
Then they're pointing finger in that company.
Right.
Buddy, you need to take care on your stuff.
Yep.
If you don't care about your stuff, it's too late to complain later on.
I got something for you. You said in a video that I put out a while back that the customer needs to educate themselves.
Yes, always.
Is there anything that you're doing to help people educate themselves?
Always.
Is there something that they can pick up?
Now we're just doing something on our website, actually, where we're gonna explain how you're supposed to store your battery, how supposed to charge your battery. Like, you know, when you finish with a group ride, do not charge battery, leave it on 40-50%. If you're gonna use in 3 days, do not fully charge battery, charge just before you need to use battery, because on those small things,
right,
you extending the life of the battery.
Right.
So all those things, they're very important.
Nice.
And that's what I said. We're doing some work on the website. We're gonna have where people can read. We will start with small, and then eventually we'll expand into bigger topics. It's just, you know, we're trying to handle builds, we're trying to handle customer service here, everything, trying to do like bike builds, which we don't like to do much because people waiting for us sometimes, because we can't like have that like promptly done. Because for us it's always main business batteries. Right. Then after that, okay, we will help if we can. Especially, you know, I feel bad when people like go from mechanic to mechanic, from, you know, from one guy to the other guy, and then they have problem. They contacting us. They're asking us for help, and they begging like, please do. You know, I tried this, I tried that one, and then I try always to send. Let's say if it's in New York, I have like 2 places where I can send guys, go over there. You know. But sometimes even if I say go over there, they don't want to go. They don't trust anyone, and you know, I trying to push them, go over there. They will take care of you, you know. And today everyone is mechanics, you know, on the street, on the, you know, oh, I will fix that. Let me get $20-30. Get it 60, $100, but do it.
Do it the right way.
That's it. Like I said, our business is not to build bikes or repair bikes. We do just that to help people. That's it. Our intentions are more like batteries, and you know, to go towards that part about batteries, to support other companies, because we do work a lot of with other companies where we are their support. Like, you have idea, let's say you want to start bike company. But you don't know everything. You learning, and you know, if you approach us, we are more than happy to help in those cases. And that's what we do. We do work a lot with a lot of companies out there, and trying to explain them how to make better efficiency, you know, all those kind of stuff. And you know, we know that for bike company, for them it's sometimes very hard to afford to buy best battery on the market. But you know, if anything, if you need to cut somewhere cost, then we're trying to find alternatives, and they're gonna go probably overseas. But always, what's my point? I always say, yes, you can save some money on overseas, but you need to dedicate one person who knows a little bit about those things. You need to send that person over there to do inspection while they're making those batteries for you. Like you're ordering 100 batteries batch or 200 batteries batch, fine, but you need to have someone who's gonna inspect, who's gonna be supervisor over there to see how they're making those things. Because my even before this company, my experience with like overseas companies, first batch they're gonna do amazing work. Second batch you're expecting already a little bit problems. Third batch you screwed.
They cut
done.
Corners.
And then have in mind this: once you pay, you can't get money back. There is no tool that you can do something with that. No tool. So always measure, wait, what's the best part to do. I always say it's better if you have good bike, a good looking bike, it's better to have a little bit more expensive bike, to pay that bike, or you know, to have a little bit more expensive production from beginning, than to try to cut corners or to try to cut the costs down in beginning. from beginning, I always say you should go with good quality and keep that quality all the way long. Do a little bit of homework. I always say that. But thing is, to do right and proper homework, you need to first understand what means current, what means current flow, what means power. Let's say people thinking, oh, I have control 100 amps, I need battery 100 amps discharge. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Because every controller you have field weakening depends how many amps. Some controllers having in amps, and that means like they have up to 50 amps. You set that's not anymore 100 amps. That's 150 amps. Some controllers they're saying up to 30% or 25%. In that case, if you're pulling, if controllers say 500 amps, it's maximum current that the controller can pull, and you have 25% on the field weakening, that means that you're gonna pull extra 125 amps. So it's not anymore 500, it's gonna be 625 if it's 25% field weakening. So all those things. And again, if you want a power bike that pulling 625 amps, you cannot have battery that's only giving you up to 6. That's the peak. You need to provide battery at least 8 to 900 amps if you want to pull those amps. Because if you match that battery and controller, problem is it can work, but at that moment you're really stressing cells inside. What's happening when you're stressing cells? You increasing temperature internally, and then in our case we have, as soon as you heat up a little bit battery, BMS will cut off you, and that's good thing because stop you, from damaging and from eventually fire. Because if you keep pushing and there is nothing to stop you, like that's what I don't like bypass batteries. Bypass battery can work, definitely can work.
Right.
I agree. Yeah, especially if you have breaker in between, that's fine. But when you're pushing, when you're killing that battery, like when you really need that all those amps, you're heating up cells. If you overheat the cells, there is nobody to say, yo, stop. They're gonna keep heating. Maybe first time it's not gonna happen fire. You're gonna reach 50, 60 Celsius. It's not gonna happen fire. But after a couple times, first thing you're degrading your cells, and then another thing you can expect fire. Like I seen recently, a couple other companies they're catching fires, and people, oh, don't get that. Honestly, let's first ask. Look, those companies, first thing that took me clear, they're my competitors, our competitors. But I always like to see both sides of medals. I have my experience with the customers, so I know what customer are doing sometimes. So you can't blame always company. You can't.
It's the customer.
Sometimes, yes. Most likely, like those fires in New York City happened because of very cheap Chinese batteries. People leave on the charger overnight while they're sleeping. No BMS, no nothing. Charger overcharge. It's enough just that you have unbalanced battery. It's gonna overcharge one cell. Fire is gonna start. That's it. Easy, very quickly. So I always, questioning what this customer did. What he did, why that happened. Battery, it's very hard, like I said, it's very hard to catch fire from nowhere. Must be something. Bad quality cells, bad build. Or customer, user error. User error. Don't get me guys wrong, like nothing personally, but you're just trying to open your mind, open your eyes, that you can just think about those small things. If you have some custom bike built, you get battery, any kind of battery. That doesn't mean that you get from Powerful Lithium battery. You need to make sure to put cushion down there, to put some extra foam layers to protect your battery. Because think about when you go on a ride, every bump, every uneven surface,
which are many,
it's a lot. You know how I see that? I have in my car phone holder.
Oh, okay.
And then I like flats, and I see my phone doing this. So imagine what's happening with your battery on the bike.
Same thing.
You need to make sure that it's protected. That's it. Very simple. You know, if we all care a little bit about that, it's gonna be good for everyone.
I like
you know, and again, you investing your money, protect your investment.
And protect your family.
And protect your family, especially. I have one customer. In our BMS, we have protection with BMS like from overcharging. And if you keep pushing that, pushing, overcharge, then BMS cut you off. You need to chill like 30 minutes. You're not gonna be able to use your bike. And I had customer when he got battery, like every morning, 8 o'clock, he calling, I have problem. My battery won't turn on.
He was sleeping.
And I said, did you left last night to charge? No. And then he came one day, I plug on the charger, I charged up, I show him, look, it is full, I unplug, even like 10 minutes, 5 minutes after it's full, I unplug, battery is good to go. Then I show him, I said, let's sit, drink coffee, I plug on the charger, I show him, 2 hours. After, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes of charging, overcharging, the trying, BMS cut off. They didn't allow to overcharge, but cut you off completely as a protection. And then I show him, I explain, look, you see what's happened. You need to be around your battery when you're charging. And I told him, it's significant that is every time in the morning you have problem. Why you don't have time? Why you don't have problem in the middle of the day when you're charging? And he said, yes, I was sleeping and I needed bike for next day, and then that's why I left overnight. And then I explained him, just like what I explained to you, what can happen with the battery, that you don't want to have that situation while you're sleeping. Doesn't matter. Maybe we made mistake. Count like that. Don't trust me. You bought battery, don't trust me. Trust yourself.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You see, when you're around the battery, any brand, you see fire, at least you can walk away, alarm everyone, call 911, guys, send fire department, do something. When you're sleeping, it's too late. We had recently our friend in Bronx, his buddy who lives with him, he had some scooter and he tried to fix, battery caught fire. They been up, guy died. I think he died, and the other guy, he got burned down completely. So, you know, all those things, even they been up, but they didn't have time to react on time to move out. So it's dangerous things. It's very dangerous things. So let's be on safe side, all of us. Let's take care on our stuff, what we doing, all this is supposed to be our fun. Let's have it that way, not headache.
I like that. Sounds good. Hopefully somebody that was doing that changes now and
that's
does
why
things differently.
We have every couple months, we have you and me, we have this kind of topics. I just don't want to do that like every week. I feel we should, but I just don't want to be bored. They will start saying, oh, this guy, yeah, I don't want to hear.
Yes.
But that's why we're doing every couple months. It's trying to introduce this kind of topics always for people, just to remind some new people come on board, seeing maybe someone missed. So that's why, like I said, that's why we're gonna do on the website also some small instructions. Also on our Suron batteries, we're gonna have engraved that how to charge your battery.
Nice.
Just remember, guys, be safe, ride safe, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
All right, so some light has been shed. So what's the best sell? I guess the best is determined by the individual. What's good for you might not be good for me. My pockets are in deep. The P50Bs, they seem very expensive, but definitely seem more powerful at the moment. I'm happy with 72 volts, a P42A, and call it a day. But you guys have options. If you want one of those P50B batteries, just reach out to me, but keep in mind, he's very busy right now. There are delays with getting back on those emails. I hope you guys learned something. I learned something today. And if you guys enjoyed this video, like always, don't hesitate and smash the like button. Leave a comment. I'll get back to everybody. And if you want to, please subscribe. So until next video, peace out, everybody. Alright, V, now what about pouch cells?
Let's leave that for some other video. It's two big topics. Let's have that on some other video.